In the previous spoiler, it was mentioned that Luofong successfully passed the Domain Master level Primordial Heavenly Mountain, making him the strongest Domain Master in a billion years. This feat also triggered changes in the wagers placed among Universe Venerables regarding him. Even so, more than half of the Universe Venerables still insist that Rongjun has greater potential than Luofong. In their view, although passing the Primordial Heavenly Mountain is undoubtedly impressive, it merely reflects a high starting point. Whether he can maintain his lead in the future remains uncertain. After all, the true stage that reflects one's cultivation talent is the World Master level. That's why the World Master stage is when major powers are most inclined to invest cultivation resources. Of course, to truly obtain those resources, genius World Masters still need to fight for them with their own strength. After passing the Heavenly Mountain, Luofeng's human body soon broke through to the World Master level, instantly earning him billions of points. This was also one of the main reasons he chose to challenge the Heavenly Mountain. After all, whether it's nurturing the Emoyan vine, feeding the star-eating grass, preparing metal for the golden horned beast's cultivation, or purchasing advanced secret techniques, all of these require an immense amount of money or points. At that time, the few million mixed yuan units Luofong had on hand were far from enough to support his overall cultivation plan. Although the Virtual Universe Company had promised to grant him 50 million mixed yuan units upon his promotion to World Master as compensation for Earth's trading rights, this amount was not even 1/10 of the gains from successfully passing the Heavenly Mountain. This trial could be said to have not only greatly boosted Luofeng's reputation but also accumulated crucial resource capital for his future cultivation, having a far-reaching impact on his development path. So, you might also be wondering, why don't the major powers use more convenient liquid currencies as rewards, and instead choose to issue points? In fact, this is precisely a protective mechanism for geniuses. In a universe where the strong reign supreme, those with noble character and compassion for the weak are rare. More often, it is the greedy and ruthless who dominate. If a genius gains immense wealth before their strength has matured and they can protect themselves, it would likely invite disaster. Points, however, are different as they are exclusive resources tightly bound to an individual's identity. Even if a powerful figure grows greedy and secretly strikes to kill the genius, they cannot inherit the points afterward. More importantly, many rare treasures, top-tier weapons, and even advanced secret techniques that are extremely hard to find in the universe can only be exchanged through points. This not only facilitates centralized control of rare resources by the 5 major forces but allows for absolute mastery over them. At the same time, the points system effectively fuels the fighting spirit of geniuses. After all, only by constantly challenging limits and improving oneself can one earn more points, which in turn can be exchanged for powerful support. In fact, resources that come easily are often not cherished, and a genius raised without trials or competition is ultimately just a flower in a greenhouse. True power can never be born under absolute protection. Additionally, the points system has another deeper purpose where it allows flexible regulation of a genius's privileges based on their personality and behavior, and even enables suppression when necessary. After all, if a company invests vast resources to nurture someone who turns out to be a greedy, cold-blooded ingrate, it would be nothing short of a cosmic joke. For example, one of the Universe Venerables who was previously responsible for evaluating Luofeng's performance in the highest point mission raised concerns about his character. He believed that Luofong was extremely selfish, and despite the severe scarcity of resources, his cultivation progress still far exceeded that of other cultivators at the same level. If he were to be granted even more resources, it would only cause him to grow faster and become even harder to control. This demonstrates that the points system is not only a form of motivation, but also a means of selection and control. Of course, Luofong, as the direct disciple of the Primal Chaos City leader, naturally enjoys strong backing and protection. Let's not forget, the Primal Chaos City leader holds the highest position within the Virtual Universe Company, at which his words and actions alone are enough to intimidate countless Universe Venerables. Precisely because of this, even those who harbor dissatisfaction do not dare to recklessly interfere with Luofeng's growth. In order to quickly earn tens of billions of points, Luofong decisively had his human body break through to the World Master level after conquering Heavenly Mountain. Right afterward, he did not forget the Primal Chaos City leader's instructions and promptly went to the city leader's mansion to pay his respects. However, he never expected that, in the eyes of the Primal Chaos City leader, his breakthrough was nothing out of the ordinary, as if Luofong could become a world master at any moment, should he simply choose to. What surprised Luofong even more was that the Primal Chaos City leader immediately exposed the secret of his golden horned beast. This sudden revelation made Luofong tense up instantly. After all, a being like the Primal Chaos City leader could obliterate him in a single thought. Yet, the Primal Chaos City leader showed no anger. In his view, the soul is the true foundation of any cultivator and the core criterion for determining one's racial identity. On the path of cultivation, many strong beings choose to possess the bodies of other races to pursue greater power, just like the Primal Chaos City leader himself was one of them. In his eyes, although the golden horned beast is powerful, its value as a host is only considered a mid to high level opportunity. By comparison, the unique lifeform he once possessed was even much stronger than a human, which naturally made Luo Feng's secret unworthy of much concern. If the Primal Chaos City leader had truly cared, he would have accepted Luofong as a direct disciple from the moment he first stepped into Primal Chaos City. In fact, those who successfully possess a special lifeform are almost always unrivaled super geniuses at their level, which are the individuals the virtual universe company spares no effort in nurturing. This is also why those winners of the Pinnacle Geniuses battle were sent to Primal Chaos City within the beginning universe to cultivate, before being assigned to various universe secret realms according to their affiliations. This serves two purposes: first, to help them better comprehend the original laws and enhance their strength, and second, to allow the Primal Chaos City leader to personally inspect them, which screening for possible enemy infiltrators and ensuring valuable resources don't fall into enemy hands. Of course, given the Primal Chaos City leader's identity and status, as long as the overall development of the human race is not at risk, he rarely interferes with how Universe Venerables manage the virtual universe company. This is precisely why Luofong, despite already at the realm of a world master, was still able to participate in the domain master level qualification battle as a domain master. After all, compared to the Primal Chaos City leader who has comprehended both the space and time upper laws and can control space-time, the vision and insight of most universe venerables are still limited, making it naturally difficult for them to discern Luofeng's true nature. Although possessing the golden horned beast is only considered a mid to high level opportunity, its innate ability to nurture 3 clones is an enormous advantage. Due to the close master-disciple relationship between them, the Primal Chaos City leader also kindly reminded Luofong that this nurturing ability has its limits, as the universe operates under its own laws of balance. If Luofong, driven by greed, were to choose a lifeform with a genetic level 100 times higher than that of the golden horned beast, then even if he succeeded in nurturing a clone, it would inevitably cause major changes to his life core structure. In fact, every clone is closely connected to the life core. A disturbance to one can affect the entire system. For example, after Luofeng's internal world reached the peak of the world master level, he requested a strand of hair from Irina to nurture a Zerg queen. While this would give him near invincible power below the universe venerable level in the immortal stage, the moment the universe's laws of balance came into play, breaking through to the immortal level would become significantly more difficult. It's important to understand that for a world master level Zerg queen to reach the immortal level, the difficulty is 10 or even 100 times greater than that of an ordinary golden horned beast. In fact, Irina had already fully mastered the original law of fire, but her delayed breakthrough to the immortal level was mainly due to her imperfect comprehension of the original law of space. In this regard, even if Luofong were to exhaust all his resources to pave the way for her, it would be in vain. After all, the path of the laws must be broken through with one's own understanding. No external force can substitute for personal enlightenment. You might wonder, since Luofeng's internal world had already reached the world master level, why hadn't he used the fur of the destruction beast, which he obtained in the early years, to nurture a new clone? After all, the destruction Masha beast is known as the favorite of the original law of time. If it can cooperate with the Masha clan clone, wouldn't that make it easier for Luofong to simultaneously master the original laws of space and time, thereby stepping into the realm of Universe Master? In fact, this is not the case. The so-called favorite of the original laws is only a relative concept. Take the Masha clan, for example. Without the special innate inscription on its crystal life core, it holds no overwhelming advantage against a Universe Venerable who has truly mastered the original law of space. Once a space Universe Venerable fully controls a region of space, their unity with the law is so complete that they are in no way inferior to any gifted race. The same relationship applies to the destruction beast and the original law of time. The key point lies in the fact that while innate secret techniques can unleash extraordinary combat power for a short time during battle, they cannot aid a cultivator in breaking through to the immortal level. These innate secret techniques are special abilities granted by the original universe to certain lifeforms where they are not obtained through cultivation and cannot be shared between clones. For example, the Crystal Life Core inscription of the Mashiclan allows Luofeng's Mashiclan clone to exhibit power close to the 11th or even 12th level of comprehension on the Heavenly Bridge, despite only having insights up to the 10th level. However, this advantage cannot be converted into the key driving force for achieving immortality. For a cultivator to break through to immortality, they must rely on the Origin Pearl, which actively integrates into the primordial core upon gaining recognition from the Origin Law, and use its law power to perform secret techniques that break the shackles of the life core. Only then can they step into the realm of immortality. In this critical process, innate abilities are of no help. Otherwise, if simply being favored of the original laws were enough to influence breakthroughs, then most of the space beasts wouldn't be stuck at the world master level, ultimately perishing from the exhaustion of their lifespans. Of course, before reaching that limit, the destruction beast does possess certain advantages. But if Luofong were to treat it as a key clone for advancing to Universe Master, it would provide him with very limited assistance. Moreover, Luofong takes the path of the fusion of laws, which emphasizes the true integration of the golden space laws and not simply accumulating combat power through innate abilities. While the Primal Chaos City leader showed concern for Luofeng's third clone, he also pointed out the next direction for his cultivation. Before creating his own exclusive combat secret technique, the city leader instructed Luofong to first practice the combat techniques from Shi Luo Duo, the Yenshin 7 transformations. Only through countless real battles and rigorous tempering could Luofong gradually comprehend and develop a fighting style that best suits himself based on the existing secret techniques. To help Luofong enhance his combat effectiveness, the Primal Chaos City leader specially gifted him an extremely powerful spiritual weapon perfectly attuned to the fusion of golden space laws, that is the Beast God armament. It's worth mentioning that the Beast God armament is far superior in level to the Yenshin armament. Although the Yenshin armament still holds astonishing power in battles at the Immortal Army Lord level, its advantage is greatly diminished in fights among higher-tier Marquis Immortals. If wielded by a stronger King Immortal, it might even shatter under the immense power. The Beast God armament, however, is different. It was tailor-made for Universe Venerables cultivating the Yenshin 7 transformations, capable of withstanding their full-strength attacks. Its durability and power speak for themselves. Though the Beast God armament is incredibly powerful to Luofong, to the Primal Chaos City leader, who sits at the pinnacle of the Virtual Universe Company and is one of the strongest among humanity, it is merely an ordinary weapon. Therefore, he did not consider it the true gift. The real present was a silver weapon shaped like wings. The Primal Chaos City leader also frankly admitted that this weapon is so precious that countless Universe Venerables would fight to the death over it. Its power far exceeds ordinary Universe Venerable level weapons. Yet, in the eyes of the city leader, the weapon's value was insignificant, almost incapable of providing him any substantial help. Even so, he solemnly warned Luofong never to reveal the usage of this wing-shaped weapon. Otherwise, it would very likely attract the attention of Universe Venerables, or even bring fatal danger. What he did not know, however, was that this wing-shaped weapon, though considered a treasure by him yet almost useless to himself, was actually far more powerful than he realized. The weapon had been shattered into pieces in a cataclysmic battle and now existed only as a fragmented form, naturally unable to exert even a tiny fraction of its true power. In fact, it was an eternal true God-level mechanical weapon. Mechanical weapons are capable of storing power and unleashing terrifying force far beyond the user's own level at critical moments. Some mechanical weapons rely on collective activation, where a large number of low-level cultivators' divine powers converge to create a qualitative leap and unleash cross-dire destructive power. Others are designed for individual use. Though their power is not as astonishing as collective mechanical treasures, they are more portable and easier to control. The wing-shaped weapon belonged to this latter category. Although the power of the wing-shaped weapon was still less than one-tenth that of those large-scale Legion mechanical treasures, it nevertheless possessed terrifying strength capable of easily slaying true God-level warriors. Once its true form was fully unleashed, even a user at the eternal true God level could control the Chaos Law, devour all things, and return everything to chaos. Such a fearsome weapon was naturally not a product of the original universe. It originated from the Origin continent, and what the Primal Chaos City leader had obtained was merely one pair of wings from this mechanical treasure, its power greatly diminished and of limited use to him. But for Luofong at this moment, its impact was far from negligible. More importantly, this wing-shaped weapon was also based on the fusion of golden space laws, perfectly matching Luofeng's cultivation system. This was one of the key reasons the Primal Chaos City leader decided to gift it to him. Thanks to the wing weapon, Luofong not only gained flying speed far beyond others of his level but also demonstrated astonishing combat power, able to kill King Immortal level opponents even while still at the World Master level. The importance of the wing weapon to Luofong was self-evident. Of course, his ability to slay King Immortals was also inseparable from his profound mastery of the laws. After accepting the powerful weapon and listening carefully to the Primal Chaos City leader's detailed advice, Luofong returned to his residence to continue his focused cultivation. He devoted himself to studying the series of secret techniques created by Shi Luo Duo, while also integrating the flying secret technique tailored for the wing weapon by the city leader. After initially mastering these two sets of techniques, Luofong then searched through the inheritance memories of the golden horned beast to find secret techniques that both suited him and complemented his cultivation. After all, among his three major clones, the golden horned beast remained the strongest combat force, so its cultivation path naturally remained dominant. At the same time, Luofong did not forget to convert the billions of points earned from successfully passing through Heavenly Mountain into actual combat power to the greatest extent. He carefully allocated resources, collecting rare metals needed for the golden horned beast's secret technique Deity of the World, preparing Mo Yun Vine and Star-Eating Grass for their breakthrough to immortal level, and purchasing various secret techniques and tomes to aid in comprehending the original laws. Among these, the special metals required by the golden horned beast alone consumed 70% of his points. After this major expenditure, Luofong once again found himself in a tight spot financially. Although still holding 200 million points, which is far more than an average world master, this was a mere drop in the bucket for the resources he would soon require. Despite this temporary scarcity, we will later witness that Luofong is not only a walking treasure trove but also a financial genius with a keen sense for accumulating wealth. His fortune would soon rival even that of King Jinyan. Well, that's all for this video. Thanks for watching this video. Wish you a wonderful day.